Okay, I'm here with the CEO of Devin Haney Promotions, the father, the trainer of Devin, Bill Haney, man. Pleasure having you on.
Hey. Shout out to Akhi TV and Dante's Boxing Nation, man. Always covering it, man. You know, facts over fiction. Yeah, truth over lies. Let's get it.
Man, it's a beautiful day out here in San Francisco, but up on that stage in front of the Chase building, in front of the Chase Center, it was a storm,
fire,
man.
Wasn't it? It was a fire. Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Prograis team. I think that they're trying to work some tactics, some war. What is that fucking shit? What is that? What is that like? I don't know what they're doing.
Like mental
tactics.
warfare.
Yeah, there you go. We know what you're doing, Prograis. You're trying to work some mental warfare. You know what I'm saying? Because your physical ain't working out right. You're in the gym right now, and you're thinking about it. I know you're a great fighter. A bunch of knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So Bill, just let's touch on it, man. What was your reaction to everything that took place at the press conference?
Like I said, his coach came with an approach. He's taking the route to use some mental warfare, which shows to me that they're not as confident as they would like to be because they're still working. He said it was another thing. He said that Devin. Well, he said a lot of things, a lot of obscenities, but one of the things that he said was that Devin was manufactured and he wasn't ready. So what are you getting ready for? I mean, you're a 2-division world champion. What is it to get ready for? I thought you was already ready, So there's some inconsistencies in what he's saying, but nevertheless, we're weighing it. We're not weighing it at all. You know what I mean? I'm focused on Regis Prograis, on coming up with a great game plan. Devin is focused, working hard. You know what I mean? We expect a hungry and hopefully a healthy Regis Prograis. And let's handle this business.
What was your thoughts on Regis's assistant coach threatening to call Tank at the press conference? What was that about?
Man, listen. I don't know. I think that's Regis's strength and conditioning coach. It might be his first time, you know what I mean? First rodeo up on the stage or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't know if he was nervous as Regis was at Regis's last fight, you know what I mean? But that was supposed to be like a joke. You didn't laugh.
No, I'm listening to you.
You know what I mean? But that must have been some nervous energy, you know what I'm saying? Because he said a lot of things. He didn't give us credit for a lot of things, and like I said, I give him credit for being a two-time world champion. But at the same time, we invited him to the city. You know what I mean? As a world champion, Devin is stepping up to 140 pounds. And it's not about bringing in a showcase fight. We want to bring in somebody that's coming to fight, and that's what we know Mr. Prograis is going to be doing.
Did it surprise you that this trainer kept bringing up Tank and Shakur's names more than Regis' name at the press conference? That was kind of puzzling.
Man, yeah. No, that was. He's a big dummy. He's a big dummy to sit next to his guy. Right before the fight and talk about other guys that your fighter has talked about fighting. When it comes down to it, it's Regis and Devin in the ring. So to bring up those other guys was asinine.
What would you say Regis, in your eyes, does the best?
You know what? He's a very scrappy fighter. Like I said, very hungry, very determined, strong. He's a good fighter, man. He's a good fighter.
Devin is only 24 years old, but he already has a deep resume. Where will a win over Regis rank on Devin Haney's resume?
Okay, now we're talking about a great fighter, and Devin Haney, who chose Regis Prograis, a dangerous fighter. And of course, that's one more feather in his cap, one more fighter to cement the legacy of Devin. We just need this fight, man. This is a great fight. He's another southpaw. We just had Lomachenko. So, it's a great. He's at an elite level, and he's still developing. Skip, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I can't say enough about Devin, his determination, his heart, and his love for this game. of boxing.
To piggyback off what you just said, I asked Devin earlier. I said a win over Regis Prograis after he already defeated Lomachenko. Should he be considered for a fight of the year?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, like I said, with the Lomachenko fight, obviously you can come back and you can take a stay busy fight. You can take a victory lap. Devin hasn't did that. He continues to, you know, take the toughest challenges, and you know, this is just another one. You know, and I would believe that, yeah, he's a fighter of the year candidate. Yeah.
Teo, Barboza, Ramirez all turned down a fight with Regis. So what does that say about Haney fighting Regis at his debut and his debut at 140?
Oh, that's what I mean. That says a lot about that. That doesn't say just that he's the fighter of the year to me. He's a pound for pound fighter, one of the best on the planet, if not the best.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears a little bit to another familiar name, Shakur. He said Haney ducked him. What's your response to that?
Come on now, you know better. You know better than that. Obviously, you can't say that someone has ducked you when you have an offer on the table. The offer, although someone might look at it and say 25%, when you're talking about 25% of say 16 million, that's $4 million. Of course, $4 million is more than Shakur has ever
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. If you talk about a fight being double that or anything like that, well, then you can obviously, that would be $8 million for him. You know, I think that I don't want to say anything bad about Shakur, but I don't think that he wanted that fight. I don't think at 50%, that keep saying 50-50 and you don't have a belt, that's something that you want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. What I did was, when we first initially talked, we talked about a flat fee. So I asked Mr. Stevenson and, well, through the attorney over at Top Rank, who that's what Shakur opted to speak to the attorney and have the attorney call me, right? Let me rewind it back. So, Shakur supposedly sent Devin some bottles.
Okay.
At a club.
Yeah,
right?
that was that
infamous. Everything.
Yeah.
Devin asked me, what's going on? What are you talking about? Sending some bottles. Now, prior to that, we had been talking to Top Rank. The Top Rank lawyer had been calling me, and we've been talking. No contract, no numbers, none of that kind of stuff had been presented. Devin asked me, "What's up with the bottle? What's up with this?" I called the Top Rank attorney, and I said, "Hey, you know, what's up with this?" He said, "I'm going to reach out to Shakur and them and see what's going on." He says, "No, Bill, I don't have an offer for you." Right? He comes back to me. I said, "Well, this is easy, right?" I said that you just gave Devin 2.8 to go across the water, and Devin had one belt. Shakur doesn't have a belt. So I said, "Well, 2.8, doesn't that sound about right?" He says, "No." He came back, he said 50%. I came back, I said, "No, we give him a little bit more than that, maybe 3 point something, 3.5, something like that." He said no. He came back 50-50. I then told Dev, I said, "Man, dude don't want to fight." He said, "What is he talking about?" I said, "He's saying 50-50. I said, "Dev, 50-50 is crazy. That don't sound like the guy who wants to fight at all." He said, "Have you ever heard some shit like that?" I said, "No." So I did my research, my due diligence, looked up other fights to see what percentages have happened in different fights. And I saw 80-20 with Usyk and Dillian Whyte. And then, so I researched some more, and I saw 75-25 with other fighters, but it was only involving one belt. So I told Dev, right? Dev said, "Give him the 25%. I called Top Rank's attorney now. I said 25%. He called back to me and he says, "Look, we need to start going another way." Start talking about some other options. So I didn't think nothing of it. Shakur started talking shit and came out and said, "Well, you know that I wasn't going to sign the 25%. And Devin said openly, he said, "Sign the contract." That's what he said. You know what I mean? And we waited a few more days, nothing. Then we go and start talking about finalizing the Regis Prograis deal.
Yeah.
I hear this shit come back up with the Shakur Stevenson shit, but I always heard, and they always got information. Every message came from that gentleman was he wasn't doing the fight unless the fight was 50-50.
So I guess that's when the talks just...
There was no more talks. There's never been any realistic talks on his part to me. This to me. And he always came back to the media saying stuff. He never came back and called, or he never had, you know what I'm saying? Jay called me, or none of that. It was always him talking to the media, and then the 50% that the attorney said. Okay. So while me negotiating back and forth with the attorney never said anything under than 50%.
Oh, okay.
There was no counter. There was no, I just said a couple of different ways that just right now, I'm just telling you, 2.8, 3.5, 25%, that's 3 different offers. That's 3 different times I didn't talk to them people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, for the record, let the record reflect, it wasn't me and it wasn't my idea, because you would have got 2.8, the same thing, Devin, you should have got less than what Devin got for crossing over, but we were going to give you more than what Devin got, and you didn't take it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stop playing, man.
Well, that was a lot said, man. They hearing it from your mouth. You setting the record straight on that. So what they said, Shakur said that Haney versus Regis fight is 50-50, but he's slightly favoring Regis to beat Devin. What's your thoughts and about what he...
He's entitled to his opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Devin said he's still entertaining moving back down to 135 for the right fight, like a Tank or a Shakur. Do you prefer that Tank fight at 140, since Devin has been struggling to make 135 for some time now?
You know what? With Regis Prograis being less than 60 days away, you know what I mean? I would be doing a disservice to Devin to look past Regis Prograis. Of course, I always say that all those fighters are great fighters, and I say they're good fighters, and it's a good opportunity to show how great Devin is. So I don't rule out any of those opportunities for Devin. I don't hold any grudges, but it's that one dude. I don't even care to do nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? This one guy is nothing. I tried. I did all that. You know what I mean? Did everything with, you know what I'm saying? Just nothing, dog. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that it can't happen. That doesn't mean that somebody else can't, you know what I'm saying, step in and make it happen. It's just me. Nothing. I don't want to do nothing with that dude. Zero. Zilch. Nothing.
That's I think you made that pretty clear. I mean? Yeah.
One moment.
At 140, there are a lot of mega fights for Haney. Eddie Hearn said that he would like to match Devin versus Ryan next. What's your thoughts?
For sure that's a mega fight. Ryan is he's with Golden Boy, but he's also fights on DAZN. So, maybe Eddie might know something that we don't know, you know what I mean? But like I said, then, we must take Regis Prograis serious. We cannot look past Regis Prograis at anyone. Regis Prograis is arguably, to me, the toughest out at 140 pounds. All those are great fights. Ryan would be a great fight, but right now we got Regis Prograis, Skip.
That's right. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a barn burner too, man. That's gonna be a good one, man. Listen, Bob Arum also came out stating that he would like to match Haney versus Teofimo Lopez next. What's your thoughts on that, and which fight would you prefer more, Teo or Ryan?
Once again, as much as tantalizing as that fight sounds, an ultimate grudge match between the Haneys, and the Lopezes, a 2-division world champion, and Teofimo Lopez, undisputed champion, and Devin Haney, soon to be 2-time two-division champion, inshallah, would make for another great matchup. You know what I mean? But like I said, no difference between him or Ryan or Tank or Shakur. Right now, we got to handle that business. And you've seen how disrespectful the Prograis team have been.
It was
so it's imperative that we go in there and put a devastating ass whipping on Mr. Prograis on December the 9th.
Man, you know, it's always great interviewing you, man. But lastly,
yes,
you said on the press conference, the myth of coming from the streets or the struggle doesn't necessarily make you a better fighter. Can you elaborate on that? Because I think that's a very important point you made.
Hey, listen, anytime you glorifying or glamorizing the streets, you're stupid. You know, either you haven't grown up in the streets, or either you're using it as a crutch to somehow make someone else feel something that they shouldn't be feeling. Anyone, and I'm saying anyone. I grew up in the streets. I don't know of anyone that's in the streets and happy. If you have a choice, you say, hey, listen, I want to go to this school where I have to fight every day, right? I have to fight about colors. I have to fight about the street I go to, or here, go to this school over here. Which one would you pick? You know, I commend and I applaud for every kid that gets up and goes to the school that they have to go to, right? The school that's in their neighborhood, right? You get up and do it. You don't buck. You know what I mean? You get up and you go do it. But if a parent can take their kid and put their kid in an environment that they can thrive, and it's not a dangerous environment, then I applaud all the parents that do that. You know what I mean? All the parents that aren't able to do that, and they spend time talking to their kids and they watch them really close, because that environment might be a little bit more negative. I applaud them as well. But it's about what's in you. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up. Matter of fact, I went to private school. But my parents were blue collar workers. One in the automotive industry, and one worked for the airlines.
Right.
And I went to private school. But the peer pressure from people that's in the streets, people that are, you know what I'm saying, maybe not as fortunate enough to have a mom and a dad in their life, was able to manipulate me into believing that because they were tough, they had swag, because their story might be a little bit more hard luck and hard pressed, but they still had their chin up and they still had that swag and that mannerism about themselves. That's what's incredibly attractive to the guys when you see that come, you know what I mean, from the urban cities, right? Is the fact that they have resilience, they have that never give up attitude. So that's extremely attractive, whether it be from a male or female, to see someone with that much resilience. And I think that that's what they're sensationalizing, right? Those that have come from it. But at the same token, you should not, you shouldn't down someone that has achieved the same success but come from a different walk of life or a different environment. It makes no sense. Because at the end of the day, in boxing, both of those kids will be in there by themselves on December the 9th.
Man, what do you want to leave with these boxing fans all around the world, man?
Hey, I want to tell you guys, thank you. Tune in December the 9th and hug your babies. Love them, man, because it's not about the stars in the sky. It's about the stars in your house.
Thanks, Bill.
All right.